Okay, so this is a video for problem 8, I'm sorry, module 8, problem 5. And the deal with this problem is that you're not like given all of the information. You have to actually calculate some of it. So that can be a little bit difficult in StatCrunch if you don't know how to do it. So I just wanted to show you how to do that. And there are other problems like that in the problem set, so this will certainly help you out. So first of all, I'm just going to show the completed problem so we have it all done. And I notice that my numbers are going to change every single time I do that, so your numbers will be different as well. So first of all, I need to first go ahead and open up my values in StatCrunch. So we have observed counts of locations of injuries and fatalities for 2,061 riders. And then we have to figure out what that expected count should be. Now, if I go to click on the table, you'll see that we actually have the proportion of those fatalities and locations of injuries. And you're going to open up that data set in StatCrunch. So we can here we have the probability of multiple locations, the probability of a head injury, the probability of a neck injury. We also have the frequency of the observed counts, but we don't have the expected counts, and that's what we had to calculate for this table here, that we had to go ahead and get the expected counts. So to do that, what you're going to do is we're going to actually add a column here. You're going to click Data, we're going to click Compute, and we're going to build an expression. And so we'll click Build. Now remember, there were actually 2,061 riders that were not wearing a helmet that were observed here. So based on the probabilities, we want to see how many of those injuries we'd expect. So we're going to do 2,061 times the probability of the injury, and just double click probability and it will pop into your line here. And just click OK. And if you click compute, you're going to see that we're getting those values that you're seeing in your table here. Just make sure that you round correctly. Okay, now to run the p-value, you're going to do your chi-square goodness of fit test. So you'll press stat, goodness of fit, chi-square. Your observed columns is the frequency. So that was the frequency that we saw in those 2,061 riders. The expected is now that 2,061 times the probability. And click compute. And we're only looking for the p-value here. They're doing the p-value method. As you can see, it says less than 0.00001. So that's generally just 0. So they're rounding to 3 decimal places here. And remember that if the p-value is lower than alpha, the null must go. So if the p is low, the null must go. So therefore, we reject H-naught. Okay, so if you have any more questions on this one, just let me know. And if you now have to do something where you have to calculate a column in StatCrunch, hopefully you can play with that a little bit to figure that out.